Some years ago, na Ghana wa hochire mo yi pa na Kevin Taylor ede nsembia betuga ya ni na ekoma MPP amoyekuru na wachire say 2024 election na Ghana for eto aba editi a MPP for ni na ena omamamu na enkoyi na yehe $1 ana baby ana dollar crumple na dollar equal 17 cedis. I the MPP amamu edit to NDC amamu a utumi hu difference ene ne obeboa o minor yankoti ensema Kevin Taylor edit to the PENDREAM TV suni subscribe to the channel na share jumadi
Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Now as we speak, there was Cedi now trading at 11.3 to $1. Dede koso nipa bi try say ombetwa trono for a long time. If there's one thing you can respect about this government, John Mahama's government, the consistency when it comes to how strong the Cedi has been. In fact, Aban Weber power is almost 2 years now. Majority of businesses in Ghana, the confidence they have in this government, say the government has been able to keep the Cedi, the dollar, the rate, the pace consistently. And that is what should tell you about a government that is intelligent. I already said protect or mine. Whatever a government does, the moment you are not able to make sure there is confidence in your currency, the dollar does not at the end of the day suppress your economy. That is all that a third world country like Ghana, we the voters ask for all the time. 99% of the people who voted in 2024, MPP, was because most of them no more saying. Most of them are no more so no musika. Internally, amount for no mudija. Now they could not trust it because every single day we saw the dollar move all the way to like 17 at a point. And when you have a government that cannot tame the dollar, that cannot make sure that there's some consistency, Bawumia they could not figure it out how to make sure, say, the Ghanaian businessman, the foreigner who is investing in Ghana or is in Ghana will believe in the economy. No, that MPP will not do that. But today, from 2025, ABC and Amenoka the currency of Cedi has been very, very consistent. And every businessman, whether internationally or locally, that is all that they need. Say, or food plane every Accra, Japan, and now China, Akofanyoma, Onimse Oti plane Mukrampodo, that dollar to Cedi, it is not going to change. If it is going to even change, it is going to be marginal. But because a marginal, one your grandpa is insignificant, so you might not even see it. And that is what this NDC government has done. When you are a government, I would third world country where people depend on more imports, where people buy and sell, the most important thing you need to do is to keep your currency there, in a place where it is consistent, where the market can believe in. And that is what they have done. And that is the basic thing every Ghanaian businessman, every ordinary Ghanaian wanted. And we are seeing it. So, and then it showed the difference between NDC by where John Mahamadano and the leadership are making sure the economy is so and MPP for Bawumia ebe dada omo na omajiri omo say ye jiminti we are still going to fall for their gimmicks, comedy, foolish, corrupt attitude. They know that we are no more stupid again. And nobody can use tribe, nobody can use defamation, nobody can use Inkatoswa to win power in Ghana. It's done. So this alone should tell you that this is a government that can be trusted. When you see the dollar, when you see the Cedi being consistent, being stable, it means your job is protected as a businessman. It means your investment, why no bank, and that's why no anything, it is being protected. So to be catch say, the government or this government making sure say dollar does not swallow the Cedi, it is enough. Because technically, they are being the watchdogs, they are protecting every investment. Ye pe changing government, ni nyina say en sabekoya no. Ni nyina say ejuma begina, ni nyina say sika ye sie no enhye. And this is what the NDC government is doing. The NDC government is basically doing what? Protecting you, your investment, whatever you are doing now, whatever you think of doing in the future. And that is what I want you to understand. Aban no e bo ejuma. And NDC aban we Emma governance are simple. We all saw the NPP Bawumia MPP, how they came into power, their foolishness to the highest level, Jimie corruption, and send your mudisika through gold for oil policy, how they stole from you through NAPCO, how they stole from you through so many fake policies they put together. And nobody can walk in Ghana and point to a dam and say, out of Bawumia policy into dam way yejuma. Nobody. Those people were daft. They were high-grade criminals parading in Ghana as politicians. Nobody can walk and say, one district, one factory. We built it from scratch, MPP, and this is where people are working, Ebini Ghana. So it should tell you that these are imposters, filthy, dirty people who think that they are so entitled to power. But today we are seeing a government in power today, a government that is protecting you, your assets. A government that is protecting whatever you are putting your money in. That is why you see the dollar. So every time you see the Cedi no akosrokrana at 12 and do 12 and that is what consistency mean. And so what to Obama NDC now who believes that your government, your life, your investment is being protected. Why do you change your mind? Abaibo ni nyina sɛ sika bɛba wo nsɛm udwetre nhye. Aban ni nyina no. Na sɛ obeya aban na oba na dollar ni koduru 17 na the DDEP ba na sɛ wogigye nkofo sika na wo sa eye galamsey sɛ man na do kwase akotena nkyɛn 2 years ba wo se wo to keka ontiama otumi nwan. Why na mfa tumi ma jimini? Why na mfa tumi ema kwasea obu ni nkofo kwasea? We lived in Ghana na Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ankasa sector minister from Pobwati at the report man say saa kwasea fo we na etu egudie efi inwurem esensuo Samia Wuku kojo pon kroma chema untumi obobo din bo gabidin nyina wom yetena kroma Akufo-Addo achichidie we na no nsuo so ka kire say he wasn't going to act on it. At a point he defended eye chema untumi kromfu tetwa moaboaten. Are you people stupid? In the 2 years you remfi in the NDC enye bibi nti yenya den emwa. We are talking about people who are rational, and now Ghanaians are rational. Obia ntumi sorana pankotena kokoko so nkan kwase asep, we will correct you. Jimmy ni bia ntumi kotena Peace FM enya na to kankan bebube, we will correct you. Ofu bia ntumi kotena Sempa, Jimmy ni bia ntumi kotena radio think say ye can mo bi nkebi. No, we have opened the doors for people to be able to explain things, understand issues in a basic form so that they make decisions moving forward. That decision na Ghana for year in 2024. So somebody said that 1992 and more because we have left that stage. We are at a point where people are practically seeing what a government is doing. Go around the nation and see the effects of this government. How roads are being built all over the place. Yatiani ka say ye ba be ye die ye be ye Kumasi Accra Express Road ye nyankwasiafo MPP mu e ka kire Ghana for say ye mpene emmoa. Ghana does not revolve around a tribalistic, stupid, ungrateful party. No. Ghana is for Ghanaians, and what we want to do is what we will do. Inti sa monkwasi adwene na da mutirimu no. Ye MPP for until we deserve power no. As we live and Almighty Allah is alive, you people will never see power. Yes. This government is not a perfect one, but at least when we nipa, this government is not a perfect one. But yet the we nipa. And we will always live with humans. And it does not matter how you feel. Let me tell you people. The way you feel, no, it will not change how we do our things. It will not change how Ghanaians think now. The way you feel about John Mahama, how you hate Samis Jemfi, how you hate the NDC young men working up and down, how you feel about Addo Forcing, it will not change what this government is doing, because this government is on the right track. I'm not going to sit here and say the government has gotten everything right. No. But this is a living being. So we are not going to give you people that space. Now mo make kemu make kan kwase asem mebubu be. No, ye bebu some questions. And so when you know what Jimmy ye be so kwasia. So when you know nyansa ye de ansempa be boa wo, ye be boy nsema ma wo. Na we akora na we Jimmy kura dia and the wunyina bodam ye ntwe ma wo. We are not going to entertain this kind of retrogressive stupid thinking. Ye MPP for nti. Na nti mama yantuma NDC biom. Mama ye ninji the NDC ye ho. Ne ama mutumi ana. Mo de ye den. The MPP, what do you need power for? Kwasiafo, what do you people need power for? One can't say them to me, because you are looking at the numbers now. Are you going to bring the numbers down? That is what you need to tell the people. Yamamu to me 8 years. In 9, you exhibited the highest form of monkeyism. Yahudiamuya Wagana Krunim. Yahudiamudia hemfo. Yahudiamudia sofo. Mode billions go to amena donko edahonda ho e creating tuntum won kan in 9. So yenya den yen sesan ya adwene yen tam to me mamo na mo fa nya den emmoa bola munye nipa enti say ya na ebekọ no yen tam to me mamo ana ma anya say ana ba NDC 4 ana samenya fi enti yenya den yen tam mamo na munya den. And we need to know these things. And tomorrow is pregnant. Power, when power will change again. Tomorrow is pregnant. We will see if power changes tomorrow, that power will change again. Nobody can intimidate anybody with power will change. Tomorrow is pregnant. And kwasiafo, we also with them when people will be them. Mopa munchi obiya tumunya power. But today, if you are guilty and the law says you have to ube them. And nobody's scared of power will change. Nobody's scared of tomorrow is pregnant. Whoever is guilty today and needs to be jailed needs to go inside. 50 years or so go jail. When you get that power, when that table turns, it will turn again. Kwasiafo mum bom hom bodin mum bra mo ho ase mum sumpa Ghana for chow mum yi mo ho fa mo tunsi fo mentwi mo to ase en fa ma no kobu to gatam na mum nom gatam so kwasiafo guy say tomorrow is pregnant. When tomorrow gives birth, it will give birth again. Mo ya to me mo de yeden ye busa mo de bia mo betena TV so mo betena radio so mo betena Facebook na mo kike mo no. The question is mo de to me ne yeden ye hu de mo de to me ye na mo de to me ne yeden yete ya na sledge ne Samira etwempena kwasiafo mo de to me ne yeden sledge odi Samira mo konko busa Samira mo de to me no yeden mo nim de eba kwasiafo. And I would like to tell the Attorney General, I would like to tell the Yoko boss, we want to know the investigations you did when it comes to Sledge's wife. And we want the OSP to also let us know about Sledge, the $97 million our GD, you know. We want to know how the investigations has gone. We want to know. Kwasiafo mudimi ya hu, yabe pai mo party ni to. Mese mo kobuta Samira, Sledge no ne twempa oni odi no. And intina, OSP does not want to touch a Sledge issue, no. He needs to touch it. Yabe pai party ni to. We want Raymond Archer, stop covering up nonsense at Yoko. And don't make Rack Rasta your spokesperson. We want to know how far with our investigations. Because you cannot be hunting a woman. Everybody thinks say Sledge man because Sledge used Samira and Bawumia to buy his way out. No. So this Samira is not a problem. But we want to get to the bottom of the $97 million. So Raymond Archer should understand he cannot use that office to intimidate anybody in Ghana. He needs to get it right. If you are doing what is right, it's right. I don't care. But make sure the principle now apply it fairly. And the OSP, that OSP working in Ghana, or say what Sledge or your investigations, no, I want to know. We all want to the investigation. We want to know how it went, how it's going. Would you see a Jimmy Junior Ghana? You can see a Bobo video hand come to Martina Kronim. You can see a can sama. Why not Martina Kronim? We want OSP and Yoko come out with the findings of your investigations. This is just 1 week. Raymond Archer is not the president of Ghana. He's a civil servant. He works for the people. You cannot be selective about Asama also DHA. We want to know. All right. Team, stay with me, please. All right, now, Mama Yanfa and Sheshaso. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. S. Now, Eba a year in summer, Kenya, Ebi and Sunye, and these are things we need to pay attention to because Sanyama when say mine. Okay, so what do you think, Mr. P? The Ghana Police Service has seized 500 cartons of assaulted tramadol at Widana in the Upper East region. The seizure forms part of ongoing efforts by the Ghana Police Service to clamp down on the illegal trafficking and distribution of pharmaceutical drugs. You say, Endra, Ghana Police Service, Srim, Omutumi, Ekochi, Nipebia, Tramadol, Edrubonia, Embranti, and Efa, Ekunipa Bibrio Ghana, no, about 500 cartons. This means, we have to pay attention to your borders, any nipa bi amaya margin say they are going to do everything possible to destroy the future of young people in Ghana. Now, say you one place in Ghana in the north, na say you tramadol, assorted kinds of this illicit drug in one warehouse. It means there are so many warehouses in Ghana among for are hoarding this kind of hard drugs. In fact, recently we have seen the effort NACOC, the Ghana Police Service, Ejuma Omoye when it comes to cracking down on illegal drug camps near the Ghana. We have seen it for a very long time. I think you say there are agencies and institutions they can actually take action. But you have to understand, we the citizenry, we also need to play a part, a role. Now you can't tell me, this warehouse. The people who live around it, they never know, say, Nipebi Airton, say, good dubone, and I say, Honomoston. They know. So, as much as the police service, NACOC, they are doing their best to clamp down on these illicit drugs in the system. We, as citizens, we also need to take part, help them bring down these menace, bring down this menace. Because the issue is, so what you say, amwakonkwaba enenum eyese edrowe ya sa amwakoba na obetuma influence obam wanum bi. And so what junior will say, a group of people be na omuma say, omunumedro say, sometimes when you watch TV and you see young people who are drug addicts, now or TikToker, remember, I can tell you on authority, say you can find yourself in that position. You see, when you are young, when you are at a point in life, you are very curious. Some people are curious. Some people basically do these things because of the pressures of life. That does not give anybody the right to get themselves involved in drugs. But you have to understand, idea very easy to get. Things that are easy to come by. It is very easy for those things to also make a negative impact in the community. And the more drugs in the system, the probability of getting more young people involved in drugs is high. And it's not. Ana de bianco focus na say yachi inkofo ebo krono wo Ghana, America krono America. There are so many people arrested every single day when it comes to drug trafficking. There are so many people in America yachi one way or another, whether by being corrupt or doing something. The difference is that in America now, 90% of the people in America omunim di omu yebia no bebia di omu beko. Obi a turn drug in America. Obi a into illicit drug trafficking in America. Obi a anything illegal in America. Onim the sentence they will get. Onim where it will end them. But these people in Ghana who are involved in these kind of bad drugs in the system, warehouse, most of them, Metmakacho say, the young people around them, they don't even know, say, how many years no mess of jail. They think it is just remand. Oh, they think where the Abecho, counseling. No. And I believe the government at this point, from NACOC to Ghana Police Service, we need to set example with some people. Some people, like a Kochinko say, the person behind this, at least we need to give that person life in imprisonment. See, a masani panel life, it will send the shock down. Okay? Chairman, to me 25 years, it's very low. Chairman, to me 25 years in jail, very, very low. Chairman, to me was supposed to go in for life. And Obiakra or Jine, or what idea, or what's the kebi dawa, or Jine was Obeko into illegal mining, no, Sani Pano would think twice or thrice. Chairman, to me was supposed to be jailed for life. Then it will be that mark people will understand, say, yeah, the Obia Kotu for life. 25 years still does not deter some people from going into illegal mining, even though that is what the law says. But if we want to really set example, we want to really let the people know that this is something that you can use someone to set an example. Chairman would to me like that. You know what? Facts, no, court evidence now. The attorney general making the case. No, would to me was supposed to be in for life. He's supposed to die in jail. Because the crimes are so ejele went to me for being a facilitator, helping, taking money, destroying water body, destroying forest, Sadena would to me, and it is going to destroy us for the next 40 years. So would to me is not supposed to live to see it. Would to me is supposed to be in there. He's supposed to rot in there. He's supposed to die in jail. Senebeya in Chimba will understand, say, even being involved as an associate, even thinking about being going into illegal mining, it can land you 40 years or 50 years. That's what we need to do. So these kind of people are these people, when we catch them, because you see, Jumana trying to clean the system up. Every day, General Mante, Nakok, and his people, they're on the street. They are catching people, they are arresting people. The Ghana Police Service, they are cracking down. But we have still not set that example that will put fear in some people that when it comes to illicit drug importation or trying to sell drugs in Ghana, I should not venture. As much as NACOC is working seriously, in fact, the proliferation of drugs on our streets has gone down. And we are seeing people still bringing it in. We need a landmark prosecution. And then about to be changing the mindset. Let me tell you. The problem we are going through Danny Brown. The day another danko for the be a forest. Every acre be a chairman would to me a 2 year. Every acre MPP for a 2 year forest him. Because remember, Nanado danko for the Bawumia the car say young come mine anywhere forest him. Can't get to see Sabala Bujina Poca Champagne. Now, the day they started mining in our forest, that was the day Sa Adena Wuhuno, Sa Insuna Wuhunisano. Also, Tiasie. Baby a chairman won't me any MPP for any Omoya Galam say AD forest baby, and every time it rains, Sa in Sona I attach it to find its way into our streams. You cannot stop it easily. You can even do reclamation, but what happens is when it rains, because there are no trees to soak that rain, to make sure that that forest keeps the rain in. Baby a chairman want to me AD and then the colleagues on Medina MPP mu omuja ohon and then science you na insota. Remember, insota or forester, it finds its way. Water always finds its way out. Enti say insole da ho tonkwa dia na in forest no ye dim na say ye ntumi ndia forest back to its natural space. Remember, ye ntumi endua no mani nyina fifi in the next 20 years. It's going to take time. Enti it is the aftermath. Dear chairman want to mu ye na hu faso na ye nya no. The MPP for the destruction they did. Now just say obi to galawo asase we so na ofiri okwa that pollution, any water pollution now ever happen. You think it will take only 2 years to stop? No. You are seeing a lot of rivers getting contaminated. Adane Brown. Let me tell you, I will not sit here and say nipebi galam so Ghana and there are some people who are still working, but the magnitude of sa in sona free quiet mura it is still going to be like that for years. Nobody can tell me in Ghana say ejuma naimos ebiesi naimos, the introduction of naimos krana aboya kakra as a nation. Na sankenya naimos 8 years ekufo tiasia anka just hane wo anka Ghana nsuo eniate. The amount of damage naimos abehu and what they are trying to stop. Let me tell you, Senka, yenya effective policing and effective security to send naimos and anka almost preventing illegal mining and can niha. Every single day in Sobia Betobiano, the water comes from the forest. Now, most of the forest yedi. Chama won to me on an akonta mining. Any MPP for Samia Wuku, Kojo Ponkroma, Kate Jemfua, any Charles Bisumo, Omunina, any Mrekudukam. They went into the forest. They shared it. I'm not saying it. The Frimpong Boateng report is there. It is clear. The aftermath of the destruction and the yehuno. But Yambon Paye say the work this government is doing, the introduction of NIMOS, you bet me stop it. Back to this matter, no. I will urge the government to say, Yampe campaign bakwa oton eye tramadol wo Ghana ne enche no. Ne yamane for life. Sa nyoma we unhu bi osrem. From our checks, our young men and women in the northern region, they are going through a lot. They are getting the biggest hit. Northern region and Ashanti region. Northern region and Ashanti region. So we study in Ghana 16 regions now. These two regions, illicit drug, tramadol, edrubone, and say the young people. So we need to take some drastic measures. And I'll urge the government, I'll urge the president, I'll urge the judiciary, I'll urge all of us to come together and say, this kind of bastard police, whoever is found culpable, life. Ne colleagues, somebody be life no should be the standard. Life no should be where you person a change, you reset here. We need to start with life in prison. Because if we don't do that, 10 years, 15 years, obeba. Chairman, want to be 25 years, cheap, too low. Want to me, or sanko demo for life, no owu jail. Na odie mia, na otna jeno ren and sa, no born and sano, na osa wutuaso. Want to me is supposed to die in jail. He's not supposed to see light again. Because want to me has destroyed lives. He has destroyed a nation. He punched the heart of a nation. He took out our heart and he chewed it. And we need to let want to me feel that pain. So, yeah, bro, nyamaso. Let's get serious. Let's try and make sure that all right, now, team, thank you very much. I wanted to kill agenda, but let's go straight. Now, as some way nende eda nipa bibrano, especially the NPP party of piglets. Now, ninyana say, MPP for episode force scandal at the share gold board kum led by Afenyo Markin, the pedophile protector. Now, we are Ghanaian. Sometimes you ask yourself, say, gold board you introduce here. Ghana buying through John Mahama buying Edibaye. Gold board, no. Dientina. NDC are buying by almost the BBF and gold board ever. We need to start from the back. We will understand what is happening today. Now, Auditor General audit a gold board. Auditor General audit gold board where who discrepancies be are. The Auditor General's report did not point to anywhere that Sami Jemfi's gold board, NDC gold board of the buyer no omo wiesika ana omo boka eguo. The Auditor General of Ghana or no ena eba Ghana sika samu hwehwemu ono na yede ahye ne nsa constitution ama ne tumi say bebia eye aban institution no wo ho kwan say obeden obehwehwe omo nkratam omo sika samu na Auditor General no eye sa adwuma no Sami Jemfi gold board etam krata bia Auditor General ehia as we sit here the Auditor General bia na so or set charges gold board because obusa nkrata bia ne nsanka. Nobody from any institution that has been mandated to audit a gold board and can say na ye pese a gold board ye pese a audit on kratemu ye hwe sikasem oman pene. In fact, the Auditor General are confirmed say enkrata bi omubusa ye bia every gold board omon sakaye. At the end of the audit, they didn't find any losses at gold board a year. Omujuma dienti omaboka egu Ghana so a was a Ghana for obitina bi because gold board aboka egu Ghana so. Now, the question here is, gold board no omujuma dienti saying identity eti gold board. DNA Major Mahama Banka say or say ABB for the gold board. At the kudenti eti cocoa board. Then you say na cocoa board anyhow. Abaitina si hu say eye Ghana ye gudie ba kwa sebio eboyama oman etumpon ebasika sem tutuyem se na ebetuma ton enya sika na ye koko aban no at the point be hu say koko no ye nuanum no bi etwa anase omutwa koko no ekoton no wa monone ye gasa monone a Ivory Coast, Togo de eye inkura ebenye entina koko na yedua ne Ghana na ehon fa so pa na enya ne enya interbank transika say obeti institution be friend go cocoa board eno na be hwe so and make sure say Ghana ni bi antumi wia cocoa enko Ivory Coast enko ton na yani Ghana for make dwem na Ivory Coast ni bi no obetumi wia cocoa so da ba Ghana na sebio say cocoa no e wo hɔ a na yehu anoto enti the main reason the cocoa board buy say ebe protect your cocoa ye benya ho sika enye bi ede ahwe kuafo enye bi di aye kwan enye bi ede aye akwan enye bi ede ama scholarship. So the basic thing was to protect cocoa na eno so ye goodie da home. For a long time cocoa board aso Ghana sene when it comes to your sika sam your budget be baby na your cocoa board sika ehyem e ma no tumi gina eba ye ka bia ye tietwa na brocha na cocoa board buy no ye tumi ti cocoa nyamfa so de tua ye ka nti eba ye something na about say part of us yen tumi enchekere man no without making sure say cocoa board ni sika sam entoto ye ene de ebenya cocoa board na gina na so nti that was the idea. Now for a long time gold na ye de boy ho samra hene e wo Africa ni wiase nyina no ye be hu say ye gold dodo a ye tu no Ghana no na nipa bebre o Ghana omfa ekwan pa entu gold no. Secondly ye be hu say nipa bi abawura Ghana ye gold no omutu no kwan bone so e na omo sade gold no e dwane kwa abrochire koton. Second, that means ni enya ho mfaso. Thirdly ye hu say de ye nimra bia ebetumi ama gold na abedi ensem ye ni ankasa ye betuma fa kwan paso ato na ye siesie na ya to na monone na sika na sa begu ensem na ye di bi adane dollar edi egu ye nchi as reserves na ye ni bi nti eno so ka ho e na ban ka se dabi ye behia bibia ye friend gold board nti gold board juma de ni nyina ne se eba abebo ye gudi a nipa bi area ye gudi a Chinese for India for Lebanese for abesha Ghana no money nipa bi te se chairman wontumi Bawumia MPP for AD in Sawoso area ye fa ye gudi na eko nti John Mahama ka se o se otwaso mo kai se MPP what power ye be afraid gold for oil buy if you say drum pempenso bi na Ghana say de benya fango e de Ghana for atono efo ama ye nyina ho atoto ne ye bi ena MPP for we ya ntwam we ebeka kire say Bawumia so de ade bi abefriend gold for oil na Ghana gold no omutu a chema wontumu tu no kwan bone so omo ne galamse for ka omuti bom no omutu no kwan bone so a omo betumi de ama a third party an intermediary a friend no edian Alpha Stream now they akọ Dubai akoton owia na ono sa Alpha Stream na to petrol de abreye abranka ye ne gold no ye betuma tam de akọ world market so e New York stock market and I said the UK ne aton officially na ya dey ye de aba beto fan gold de aba no omo ka se da bi omo wo broni bi Arab ni bi ono na betam gold no de akọ ye tena krom ha Mahmoud Bawumia ne MPP ntwambo e ka kire se gold for oil no ene de be ma fan gold boaye fo e wo Ghana ye jiminti ye ka se yo ena Bawumia ne group e start say omu tu ye nsase omo ma India for Lebanese for ba ya omo de excavators begu Ghana chairman untumi na abo captain's band rekuduka gabimo ena na omo sensase adekudientia gold for oil Mahmoud Bawumia ne MPP for antumi ankoton gold no wo amanone proper na say na gold dodo na eba gold for oil no na illegal gold enti abrofo no so ahemra bi Saudi gold baba aya abrochire America beton ama dollar ma odi akokuru akoto fango a e wo say gold no ye free be traceability. You need to be able to trace the gold baby a utu no sebio e yankwara na tu ye e mercury bi na odi asase no e galamsey achema untumi enti na Bawumia untumi nya saa because na e galamsey sikanti omo cut out America UK market near better no and omo fa Alpha Stream so on fa koti kwan so nkoton illegal gold na chairman wutuni MPP for no na on santo petro efum famra. They were trying to evade, they were trying to move around or go around the legitimate way because people say Ghana and UK fine, and America fine. Adentina you go there per se you tofango yan fanko ton America ne en tofango famba and so Bawumia ka say dabi Alpha Stream no enfanko Dubai because abrochire no America for the UK for me say gold no tu no wen emra ben na de bon ban ma utumi tu gold no ubetuma kire bebia gold dey free no munye ready some answer that question because na kire ma untumi or ye galamsey campaign sa time no na ketijemfu a etu na omo Chinese for aka mutuma boani e na omo sense ase wo Ghana Frimpong Boateng na oyɛ sector minister ɔhwɛ ɛyɛ sɛnea yɛtu egudie ni asase ɔkyerɛ krata kɔma Akufo-Addo sɛ nana Yen yanko for na say at a point party here sikayete. Omo kache from Pomboati so abodam Ekufuado de krata ahye ne to ekotena menhia kache otumfo so omo ye nkwara na bibie ni ho yetena kurom ha me chiro baby a gold board de ma jo mahama nya nyansa ene NDC forecasters amije mfi nkoda no me chiro wechi se na be akwase bi betena TikTok kwase bi betena Facebook say gold board aboka wo so wenim ye hare me chiro mu midwudwam me ye ne simple na Ghana fo na nsam na bana amanfo bi twantro mo beti nyoma na se enti yedidim te se menhia dondon yedidim ade se menhia dondon ena NDC ba power ena John Mahama say they see wo gold mafia on pese be sibiem okay gold mafia Alista the Mr. S Alista okay gold mafia nana do danko Ekufuado ka so control letter ma Al Jazeera na onu gold smuggling na de din abem no on tia se ekosi sen Ekufuado ye kromfo Techia Mwabuati or ye wi. Nana Danko Ekufuado in the history of the Republic of Ghana, ye nye documentary abroche network bi asumbo president din say wa fe ne to ton illegal gold ye boy Ekufuado din wom. Omo ka kire say omo ko siw Al Jazeera, omo ma Al Jazeera warning ebe sin de yante. Sa nyomedim na John Mahama ka say on pede sa krono no be koso bi mo Ghana. Yambo ye gudie no ho ban. Ye make sure say ye de mra atoto kwan mu.